Sorry it's so dark in here. I just wanted to jump on, and I find it interesting. Like, I mean, I've worked in a nursing home for like 3 years. But other than clinicals, I haven't really been in a hospital, but I mean, I've had lots of clinicals in hospitals the last like year and a half or whatever. But it literally until this week. So this week I heard a rapid response called, a code blue called, and then at work, my other work at the hospital, my phlebotomy job, there was a fire. Like, we had to lock ourselves in the lab because there was a fire, apparently. I mean, it didn't last very long, so I don't know if it actually was a fire or whatever, but it's just interesting. Like, I've seen a code once, but I mean, at the nursing home, we don't call codes necessarily. But it's just weird. Like, all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. And actually, I think I've heard like 2 rapid responses now. The only other thing I've heard is actually a very nice thing. At the hospital where we do clinicals, they play a lullaby whenever a baby is born, which is kind of sweet, because then the whole hospital knows that a baby was born. So I've heard that. But, I don't know. I was just thinking about it. It's kind of weird.
Follow me, if you dare. Your time has come. Say.
It goes for quite a while, but we got batteries for it now. I think that's the only thing you didn't see, really. Okay, so the truck got its like 6th or 7th bath. But it's kind of interesting because I have like this thought process. It's like once hunting season hits and it's winter, it's going to be kind of interesting, because I don't know if I'm going to be like stoked, because it's going to be like, okay, it's hunting, I'm going to be in the hills, it's going to be dirty anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. Or if the fact that I basically have to leave it dirty is going to drive me nuts. It's either going to be really refreshing or really miserable. Because that's the thing, I guess that was pre-vlog, but the car was super, super bad with road grime in like March, and it was about this temperature, but kind of like it's starting to get already, like, as it gets into the fall, this part of the yard doesn't get much sun. It gets it for like, because that tree blocks it for a while, and then these block it, so it gets a little midday, but that's about it. But there was actually like still ice and snow there, but that was in like March. But like, there's usually at least a 2 or 3 month window minimum where you can't really wash a vehicle at all. And then car washes, like, I'm already not a fan, because if you're paying for like the ultimate wash, it's $16. Like, you do that like 2 or 3 times, you can buy enough stuff to wash it and do a really good job, like dozens and dozens of times, like probably 100. And then like the last time we went through this brand new one in Butte that was supposed to be super fancy, we went through it in my parents' Colorado, and like, it didn't even finish rinsing it. There was soap settled all along the bumper. There was still soap like dripping off all along. And then like the timer for the drying, I used every second of it. So like, I went and gave them a review, and then they gave us a gift card for $20, which is strategic. So you have to spend money, because it's like the cheapest one's $11. So if you want to use the whole thing, you have to either at least do 2 of them. But if you do the high-end one, then you're still spending a bunch. So I was like, okay, cool. And I went and took the Jeep through it, and with all the crevices on a Jeep, I didn't expect it to do good. But then we ran the car through it, and it wasn't even that dirty at that point, and it still did a terrible job. And I've never really had one do a great job, so it's like a combination of they don't do that good of a job, and they're super, super overpriced. Like, I'm obviously not going to waste time and money on a car wash. So it's like, it's going to be interesting, because it's going to basically have to stay dirty for the winter, and like once hunting season kicks in, it'll get dirty quick. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully there's blood to wash off it at some point, because I really, 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 I miss wild meat. I mean, some people have given me some here and there, but I haven't had a successful hunt in quite some time. Tell us about it.
It's a reflection, and it looks going just like a rainbow.
You told me to vlog it, so I figured I would. I guess. Okay, I guess there is a couple more things because those we used to use the whole door, but the dog is kind of a menace. And apparently Nathan did the bottom one. And he stood in the sink here and did those ones. And my mom did those ones. And then there's a whole bunch in here.
I did those ones, but not those ones. I did my ones.
I know, Nathan. That's what I'm going to
Look
do.
at that. Gage on that barbecue.
Okay. Oh, and then Nathan did these ones himself too. He didn't do too bad. I mean, there's some pelvis. I think he thinks pelvises are masks. But yeah, we've always gone really gung ho with this window. But then Farrell was usually pretty good, and so was Buck. So we do that whole window. Yeah. Just we're gonna touch on that again. What?
Turn those on.
Nathan wants them on constantly. I'm trying to watch Red Zone.
I know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I pointed this out yesterday, but this has a volume control. So you can like...
The master added a new layer of dust and cobwebs just for your eyeball.
It gets real loud if you wanted to.
Bah.
So right before every touchdown from every game, which was my favorite part of Red Zone shut, or my phone died. And I was going to type Red Zone, and it knows what's up. They're still the Redskins.
Like we always have
I guess I might as well video this since I just accidentally videoed. I had a photo memory come up from when Nathan's balloons from last year were starting to die. He had basically this, but it was a cupcake, so the stripes were vertical. A very slightly different Paw Patrol one, just the background's different. Spider-Man one's almost exactly the same, except for it's square instead of circle. And then a blue star balloon. I'll have a way to put that picture in the video.
Which it's especially crazy because we got him the which ones?
We got him these two, and then he picked them himself when he was with my parents.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
This part of my drive is always so pretty in the fall. I don't know how well you can see that, but with all the fall colors, and there's a creek to the right. Sometimes you can see it. And yes, I am 100% listening to a Halloween playlist that I made. I don't care if it's not even October yet, it's close enough. Okay, I don't know if you can see the screen, but I think I found my new favorite Halloween song, because this is Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's Marilyn Manson, and it's very good. So it's on Spotify if anyone wants to go find it, because I don't want a copyright strike, but it's very good. Cowboys football. Stealing Matt's Cowboys hoodie. And stupid ATI assignments.